so here we go. We've got a little bit of tutorial I want to put together for you. And in the meantime, I figured why not show you how to explain everything. So I want to do an iLearning reminder and a tutorial. So here you are. I'm in Explain Everything. I added this picture just by clicking on the plus button, and I added it using the photo or video. This little button here, this one is like the laser pointer. So I can point to this, and you can see I can point to things. Now I want to start my presentation, and you can see that I've lined up 11 different slides. So I just put one picture on each slide, and then I get ready to record. So I'm going to start on slide 1, and then I'm going to click the record button right down here, and then we should get going with my tutorial. Hello and welcome to the iLearning Reminder. The iLearning Reminder today is about iLearning in general and all the different apps, workflows that we use when we do use our iPads. So the first one is Showcase Learning, then we've got Create, Revise, Publish, then we've got the Tutorial Challenge, App Smashing, and Broadcast Podcast. Let's take you through each one. So first one is Showcase Learning. So many times we give our students a task and then we let them work on it. Which apps they work on is usually up to the teacher and or the students. And finally, we share it. And where do we share it? We share it to Seesaw. We share it to our blogs. We share it to different places. Here's a couple apps that we can use to showcase our learning. Seesaw, Instagram, Twitter, ThingLink, Padlet, Today's Meet, WordPress, EasyBlog Junior, and instead of Air Server, now we're using Reflector. The next one is Create, Revise, Publish. Because sometimes our projects, they take a little bit of time, so we have to work on the creation phase for a little while. And as we know, as writers, we have to revise, so we make some edits, we make some notes, and eventually we publish, which is going back to Showcase Learning. Here's a couple of apps that you might use: Google Drive, Google Docs, Evernote, Book Creator, some sort of PDF annotation. In our case, we use Notability. Storehouse is a good one. Any app that you use for a long project where you're creating and you're revising, all before you publish. These are great for Create, Revise, Publish. Next up is App Smashing. And as you know, sometimes we use image design apps to create an image, and then we might put it over, put it on a screencasting app, kind of like I'm doing right now. So screencasting and image design allow us to app smash. Here's a couple creation apps where we can create, and here's a couple apps where we can record our voice on top. So kind of like a screencast or a tutorial. And of course, using the skills that we learned from app smashing, we can use the tutorial challenge where we can teach somebody something. And here's a couple screencasting tutorial apps that work really good. Explain Everything is the one I'm using right now, as you know. Finally, Broadcast Podcast. If we record our learning in a movie format, that's like a broadcast, like we do for ENNs. If we do it with a podcast, that's more just audio format. Some of the apps that we use, okay, iMovie, Touchcasts. Now these are all great for making a broadcast. Audio Boom is a really great one for recording our voices, just simply recording our voices. Well, my friends, as you can see, I've made it to the end. I'm on slide 11 of 11, and that's the end of my recording. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you remember to use your iLearning tips.